Hello. How's it going? I don't know where to look because I've never. What if I put my little guy of me up here and then it's just like I'm talking to myself? How's it going, me? I wanted to make a video to explain how I made this song, how I made Bloated Corpse. As you can tell up here, it's called Echo. But the problem with it being called Echo, which is a better name, is I don't know how to do art. I don't know how to make art for Echo. I don't know how to do that. God, I hope this microphone is loud enough. It's very bad, as you can tell. This is what I record literally everything on, is this terrible microphone. What I really need is a stand. I really need a microphone stand. Okay, anyway, I hope you can hear this, because otherwise I'm just wasting my time. I know it's all going to be in your left ear. Or left. This is my left. It's all mirrored. I've never seen it mirrored like this before. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to take you through how I made this song. So this is everything. I am in Studio One, which is now called Fender Studio Pro. Apparently, I don't know. But this is it. This is all of the stuff, and this is every line. There's only 34 lines. Let's start from the top. First, what I do when I'm recording a song is I do a scratch. And this is just me sitting here, just playing my guitar and just singing. And this microphone is usually pretty far away, and I turn it all the way up so that I can just hear the room and I can hear myself. And then I go through and wound in my side. It's been raining here all night. From a worried family on the phone. So I do a basis so that I know where to follow and I can try to keep in time, because I cannot for the life of me play with a metronome. Just can't do it for some reason. I've tried and tried and it winds up terrible. And my other issue is that if I play it without singing it, it's also all over the place in the timing. This is all over the place already. It's even worse when I'm not singing. So I do that. I have this bass line for everything. And once I'm done with that bass line, I record one guitar. And I just follow along the whole 3-4 minutes, however long this song is. And then I shove that to one ear. And then I start from the top and I shove it to the other ear. So this is all on the left ear. I'm not sure if you can really tell, because my recording equipment right now has everything in the left ear. So just pretend, okay? God, this microphone sucks. Okay, maybe that'll do it. And then once I'm done with that, I start from the top. I do it again. This one, I doubt you can hear it. I shove that all to the other ear, to the right ear. When you do that and you have one in one ear and one in the other ear, it like builds it and it makes it a lot bigger. It just makes it a lot bigger. Once I'm done with that, as you can tell, I got L guitar, R guitar, M? What could M stand for? That's right, middle guitar. Middle guitar. This one gets shoved right down the center. You could tell right here it's muted. I don't really delete tracks. If I don't like it, I just kind of decide later to mute it. This one I had decided to mute because it was just making it muddy. And it sounded cool for a minute, but then once I added everything, and really once the bass got in there, it just was so muddy I couldn't do it. But if it was a more stripped down song, and there wasn't all the extra stuff, I probably would have a middle guitar. And this middle guitar is really quiet too. Like it's down in there. It's just supposed to be something to support. After this, I tried to do electric guitar, E for electric. And by electric, I mean I plugged my acoustic directly into my freaking computer and I just added an amp. Horrible. It sounded terrible. Here, let me show you how it turned out. It's pretty bad. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. What I actually did next was I did this accent guitar. This is just a little bit of flavor towards the beginning. Just like a little something. And when you put that in with, here, let's listen to just the guitars and that. And it just like... It's so small, but it's so nice. Especially when like there's like a few more notes playing. Yeah, no, that's good shit. So that one was just like a little bit of flavor I wanted to add at the beginning because the first like couple bars or whatever, I don't know what a bar is, but I'm assuming first couple bars are so minimal that I just wanted to add a little tiny bit of flavor. Next, what I worked on was not the bass. The bass came in very late for me because I did not know how to incorporate a bass. That's when I ended up buying this bad boy. I bought this bad boy for the drums, and then I realized I could use it for the bass as well. I, at one point, owned a real bass, and then I sold it. Okay, so what I actually did next was I did the drums. Yeah, it's just drums. And it goes on like that for several minutes. Not complicated drums. I am very self-conscious of my drumming abilities. So I actually sent this song once it was mostly done and I had the drums in there. I sent this song to my friend who did all the drums for my previous songs, and those were live recorded in his studio. But I didn't have that available to me anymore. So I just tried to do it myself, hence the drum pad and everything. But then I sent him to him and I was like, hey, does this work? Does this sound like drums? And he said he liked it. What did we do next? This down here is more drum that we added. By we, I mean me. That's just because there's two different like drum settings, and I liked the crash from a different drum setting more, is all that is. We'll come back to the vocals because, as you can tell, vocals start here and they end down here. Let me get back to that. This is just like a synth, I believe. Yeah. So that's just a synth to add a little extra flavor. And what I really like about the synths here is that they're mostly not at all in the whole first like minute and a half. Yes, there's this tiny little guy here, but it's quiet, as you can tell. It's very quiet. So once the second verse kicks in, it's such a fun like boom, you know? So okay, hold on. Let me see. Maybe I'm crazy, but here, let me mute these two and we'll go into the second verse and we'll see what it sounds like. Now I'm fully a bloated corpse, chest open on a steel table. See, that's what that sounds like. Now let's unmute them and hear how beefy it gets. Now I'm fully a bloated corpse, chest open on a steel table. I don't know if it's coming across well in the video, but it's good. It beefs it. I really like it. I really, really like it. This is called question mark guitar because I didn't know if I was going to keep this in. I was really unsure because it doesn't sound conventionally good, but I liked what I did, if that makes sense. See, it doesn't really sound good, but it's so buried that it just kind of adds flavor to it. But it's mixed with this piano. See, so that's the piano. Well, piano, it's a synthesizer. So if we put them together. It's fun. I like it. Who are you? Let's find out what oh, I remember what this is. Okay, here you go. Like a ethereal organy sound. Another one of those like small things, because like, okay, without it, it's not needed. No. A reminding
echo.
Like, it sounds fine. That's totally fine. But I think I've heard it referred to as ear candy. This isn't technically ear candy. I think ear candy is like half a second long or whatever. But this is what I consider it.
A reminding echo.
Just like something, you know? I thought there would be something fun. Okay, this is the kazoo, my dude. And you have probably never heard the kazoo in this song. This is how quiet the kazoo is. Can you hear it? Can you even hear it? Barely. And the kazoo is actually matched with a whistle. I got the kazoo in one ear, and I got the whistle in the other. But I left it in kind of just like out of spite. Like, you know what? I like it. Even though it's not good, but I like it. So I left it in, but not really. Okay, this is the main solo. M, main. So this is just the main. What I actually initially did when I play this song at open mics, because that's the only time I play live, when I played this at an open mic, I have a kazoo that I attached to the microphone. And so I tried, this is why the kazoo is in there to begin with, because of that. What I did to try to figure out this solo is I played the kazoo and I played just into the microphone what I usually play at the open mics. I went, I did that. And then I tried to copy it on my guitar as best I could. So stupid. I made it so much more difficult than I needed to. I made it way more difficult than I needed to. I spent so long on that, trying to match all of those notes. It just took forever. I did not need to do that. This is the earlier solo. These two here, this guy and this guy, they're the beginning. Like, it's like a half solo. It's just like a few seconds. And I really like the trick where you put stuff in either ear. So this is the left ear. And then I just shot it up an octave and I did the right ear. So yeah, I did the same thing. I copied it, but I did lower in the left and higher in the right. I don't know why. I just thought it might be cool. And then this is the shaker. All right, now let's go back up to these vocals. Okay. The coup de grace, if you will. So what I had heard to do and learned to do is that you record the song 10 times for the vocals. You record it 10 times, and then you take your favorites and you chop them all together. I don't have that kind of time. I do, but I didn't want to have to do that. My voice is so delicate. So I did it 5 times, and then I chopped it up. So that's why this is called Vocal Frankenstein. Vocal Frankenstein, because it is this vocal, this vocal, this vocal, this vocal, and this vocal all chopped together. And you can see the empty spaces where I've taken my favorite parts from all of these vocals. And I lined them all up. And there we go. And then this here is our main vocal, this line. This is our Frankenstein vocal. And we can listen. During this song is when I learned how to crossfade. Oh boy, crossfading is freaking helpful. So what it does is it makes it so you can put stuff right next to each other and it's like you don't even notice. See, here we go. Well, you'll probably notice because there's nothing else, but let's see.
Go! That horrible reminding echo.
It's actually funny that I happened to play this random part of the song. The word that, I recorded like 20 times. Easily 20 times. I tried all of the different ones. I tried adding harmonies. I tried to do, for some reason to me, just the isolated that just sounded so weird and out of place. Until eventually my fiance was like, hey, you're being kind of silly. It's like fine. Here. Okay. So towards the beginning, this is where I really went crazy with the crossfades. Towards the end, I realized I don't need to pick every single word that I like that I said. But here at the beginning, I was like, I'm picking my favorite word that I said from each of these. So this is when those crossfades really, really came into play.
Now I'm fully a bloated corpse, chest open on a steel table, my veins draining up.
See those crossfades? I feel like it's a little hinky at the beginning, but like I don't know. I learned a lot from those crossfades. This is vocal accent, so I originally had the song where it was just this solo vocal, and then I sent it to a friend, and he said that he liked it, but he liked how in all my previous songs that I had released, there were just like random accents and stuff. He said it was very unique and that it seemed like random but purposeful, and he just really liked that. And I said, you know what, you're right. I totally forgot to do that with this song. So I went back and I just listened to the song over and over and over again, like in my car, just sitting in front of my computer. And when I felt like it, I would sing an extra part. Like I would sing on top of it. So that's where like stuff like this came from.
Now I look like a bloated corpse, knife wound in my side.
So it's just like, it's like sung just a little differently just to accent the original, because this is it with the original vocal.
But now I look like a bloated corpse, knife wound in my side. It's been raining here all night, man, I wish.
So just something to, like I said, accent them. The next backing vocal I had was over here. I just did two, and like one's low and the other I think is just lower. It's again a vocal accent, but because I wanted to double it up and I wanted to harmonize with it, it just became a little different.
Hadn't been got by the stabbing, he still never would have made it to morning. I'd be surprised if he was still talking when Knife Man came a knocking.
I just wanted to add a little flavor there that was like different than the rest of the accents. This is my mountain to stupidity. This is my I'm so freaking stupid because I don't know what a delay is. I found out once I had already done all this what a freaking delay is. Okay, so this is pretty much a delay, except what I did is I recorded the line and then I recorded again and again and again, and I moved it and I crossfaded it until it sounded like an echo, because this is where I say echo, and so it goes echo, echo, echo. There's many tools that do that easily for you. I did not know about them, so I made my own echo.
Echo, 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 echo.
And I had it travel. Again, I don't know if this is going to come through, because as of now, it seems like this is what I'm doing right now is only recording into my left ear. Hopefully it fixes itself. It's not gonna. But it travels from one ear to the next, and it's really, really quiet. It's hard for me to even hear in the mix, but I wanted to keep it in there. But yeah, so it's like, let's see if I can, check that out. See, it's 4 different things that I've stacked on top of each other. We're getting just about to the end of it here. I felt the end just needed a little something, so I just did a classic 4-part harmony, or 3-part harmony. I don't know how to do harmonies, so I think it's just the same thing over and over again. Initially, I went in wanting to do a harmony, and then I didn't. So this is what, it's just like a build up to like, yeah. And that just here, let me just without them.
Tag on my toe, ain't really plain. Just hiding what?
And this is what it sounds like with them.
Tag on my toe, ain't really plain. Just hiding away, John Joe for a name.
And then we get after this immediately to the best part of the song.
But I think I'm gonna miss that echo.
At least that's what my fiance says. He really likes parts in songs that do that. I didn't realize that until after this song was already out. This right here is another one of those things where I did the crossfades for the echoes. Those are the synths. And yeah, that is the song. It's pretty bare bones. I never talked about the drums. I'm so sorry. I mean, not the drum. Well, I talked about the drums, but not the bass. Here's the bass. This is the bass. And that's all just on my my drum slash bass pad here. You know, that's all that is. Nothing special. It doesn't really sound great because it's a plugin and not a real bass. I'm sure there are great bass plugins, but I do not have them. Yeah, anyway, yeah, that was the bass. The bass was pretty simple to figure out. Once I had figured out how to use the pad from the drums, it was fairly simple to add the bass in there. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I really hope you guys enjoyed walking through this song. Bloated Corpse. It is not called Echo. Forget Echo. Too hard to do. I have a theme I'm trying to stick with, okay? Guy with little bruise and little patched. I cannot draw a face on an Echo. I don't know how to do that. I tried, I promise. I have drafts of ways I've tried to draw a face on an Echo. Too hard. I'm not actually an artist. I only do the art so that I know I could keep the art consistent. That's the only reason I do it. Anyway, I was able to put that face on a bloated corpse because that's freaking easy. I could draw a zombie, make him green, make a guy green, tore up some clothes, do it, done. Anyway, go listen to Bloated Corpse, go tell your friends about it, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble.